When people ask why we worry about Egypt so much, the answer is very simple. It's two words: demography and geography. So geographically, Egypt is really in many ways in the center of the world. The Suez Canal makes it a key economic lifeline. It sits right at the bridge between the Middle East and North Africa. It has a very strategic and important border with Israel. So geography has made it an important place since the days of the Pharaoh. And when you look at Egyptian demographics, it's one of the largest populations in either the Middle East or North Africa. It's a very young population. People also forget that Egypt is the cultural center of the Arab universe. President Morsi, who's the newly elected president of Egypt, his future, I think, is really critical to what happens to the Arab Spring and really how peace and stability play out in Africa. He comes from an Islamist political party. It's the first time a party like that has been in charge in a very powerful country like Egypt. And recently he's moved to really kind of cement his rule. And if you go down the path that appears that he would go on, Egypt could look very much like a Sunni Iran or a version of the Mubarak state, just kind of a sectarian Mubarak. That would take the Arab Spring in a very, very different direction. On the other hand, if he fails and there's a backlash, there could be a political instability. So I think it's a very, very open question about how he will impact Egypt. But what we can definitely say is what happens in Egypt will ripple throughout the Middle East. Well, the relationship between Egypt and Israel is very, very key, and it's a very, very important thing to watch. So Morsi comes from an Islamist political tradition with the Muslim Brotherhood. There are segments of Iran that are even much more radical and much more anti-Israeli than him. So you have that on one hand. You have the commitments that Egypt has made to the Israel, and really, from a geostrategic perspective, peace between Israel and Egypt, it really works to Egypt's favor. So you've got many things pulling him in different direction. We don't know how that's going to play out. But if the Israeli-Egyptian strategic relationship deteriorates, that's going to have a huge impact on spreading instability throughout the region. On the other hand, if that strategic relationship, regardless of the political nature of the Egyptian state, stabilizes, that is going to be a very, very dramatic event because it will really kind of be a break on kind of the spinning out of control that we've recently seen across the Middle East.